Yeah, you. Stop watching porn. All right, let's get down into this here. Tomorrow. What is tomorrow? What's today? Today, as of this recording, anyway. Don't know when you're going to watch this, but it's October 31st. Nofap November starts tomorrow. And this is big. This is actually a big deal, okay? This is the best time to get started on this because guess what? People are going to be talking about this every year. It's bigger and bigger and bigger. This is the absolute 100% best time to start doing this. And really the best time is always the present. But right now there are definitely some advantages because people are talking about it, and accountability is a huge thing in this. It is massive. It's huge, all right? Don't pass this up, okay? Guys, like for real. Men, let's talk for a second here, and I guess a lot of women too. Here's the thing. Most modern men are addicted to this pornography, to this just serving their own bodies instead of the other way around. Men are controlled by their own bodies instead of controlling their bodies, at least most men anyway. This is what we're trying to change here, okay? What makes us, just physically, mentally speaking, all that kind of stuff, different from animals? Obviously, we're smarter than them. Obviously, we are more, coordinated in most ways. We have a lot more complexity than they do. And then if you're like me, if you believe in God and the Bible, then you know that there is some greater spiritual significance there too. But aside from that, one of the main things that makes us different from animals is that we control our bodies instead of our bodies and our instincts controlling us. That is hugely significant. That is what makes us in a large part, is that ability to control ourselves instead of being controlled by ourselves. And one of the ultimate expressions of that control is sexual self-control in situations where satisfying those urges is easy, it's free, it's just all over the place. Pornography is so abundant and it's free, and there are the consequences to watching it are not quite so evident or anything like that. And so it's very easy to just indulge in that kind of sexual appetite, and that is an erosion of your self-control. If nothing else, quitting this is going to teach you how to master yourself. And the thing is, yourself is one of the most difficult things that you will ever have to control. Do you agree with that? Does that make sense? One of the hardest things you will ever have to control in your life is yourself. And that may actually be the hardest thing. And if you can learn to control yourself, there are very few things that you cannot do. That is the ultimate, I won't say the be-all, end-all, but that is the ultimate discipline. The ultimate mastery is the mastery of yourself. And the mastery of your sex drive is one of the ultimate expressions and exercises and disciplines of that discipline, if that makes sense. So, if nothing else, do this, get on board with this, just to learn that mastery. Even if you don't agree with the reasons that pornography is evil and harmful, even if you don't believe that there are benefits to quitting, and there's all of that stuff. You can go on for forever about all that. There's so much information, and if you don't know about it, it's just because you haven't looked into it yet. There's all kinds of stuff out there. But if nothing else, even without any of that, even if none of that was the case, even if God said it's not sinful to do all that, even if there weren't detrimental effects to porn addiction, even if none of that was the case, just for the simple matter of being able to control yourself and subdue yourself like that, and take control of your life back from your own body, your own instincts, your own just wild urges, that would still be worth it. And that would be worth sharing, and that would be worth getting together and fighting this thing together as men, and really just as humans in general. That is a big part of who we are, is the self-mastery, the self-control, rather than being controlled by the self. We've been deceived into thinking that freedom means doing whatever you feel like doing, or doing whatever you want to do, or something like that. That is so far from the truth. Michael Bessie Johnson, is that how you say it? I don't know how to say his name. But he said that a man who is another man's slave is better off than one who is a slave to lust. And you know what? In a lot of ways, that's true. The slavery to ourselves is such an oppression. The slavery to our bodies, to our instincts, is an oppression. And it holds us back from so many things. It holds us back from the level of discipline that we could have. It holds us back from the level of really commitment that we can have to partners and stuff like that. I mean, just relationship stuff. This is a big deal, okay? And really, because discipline is the root of so much that we do in life, so much that we want to accomplish in life is fueled and facilitated by this discipline. Anything that erodes at our discipline like that, anything that teaches us to just do what's comfortable, to do what's easy, to just indulge our appetites and get that dopamine rush from something cheap and simple and that has no benefits, that accomplishes nothing. That is detrimental. And that teaches us to be lazy, it teaches us to be ineffective, it teaches us to be really the opposite of a man. So, as men, if we want to consider ourselves as anything more than just an animal, if we want to live up to anything more than just quiet, simple indulgence, just this animalistic existence where all we do is we entertain ourselves, we feed ourselves, whatever, just sit around accomplishing nothing, doing nothing to the world. If we want to consider ourselves as anything more than just wild animals, then we've got to have some discipline. We've got to learn to control ourselves, control our bodies, rather than being controlled by ourselves and by our bodies. And I know it sounds like I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but I can't hammer this point home enough. So, this is one of the best ways to do that, and it's good to do this for a number of other reasons too. And I'll let you look into that yourself. I won't get into all that. I'm not going to give a hours-long presentation on all this thing. Check out Your Brain on Porn if you want information on that. Check out Fight the New Drug. These are great organizations that cover all of that kind of stuff, both in terms of actual scientific research and personal accounts. There's plenty. Okay, there's plenty of information. This is not some kind of new discovery at this point, okay? We've known about this for years now. In fact, the church has been saying it for a very long time, but, now the intellectual side is starting to catch up with that. But anyway, Nofap November, great time to get started, great time to get plugged in with other people who want to be in this fight with you, okay? Community is such a huge aspect of this. I've stressed accountability so many times in so many other videos. It's huge. This is not a fight that we have to deal with on our own, okay? This is a team effort here, for most of us anyway. This is going to have to be a team effort. I've been off porn for 15 months, and I am still in an accountability group, and I still report in. I still talk about what's going on, the temptations that I face, because I do still face temptations. It's not over, okay? None of us is any better than any of the others of us. No one is better than anybody else, okay? I'm not above anything. And we all need each other, because you have the entire culture, most of the internet is against you in this fight. If you choose to fight this fight, you're going to have so much going against you, and you want to have as many allies as you possibly can. And this is a great time to get that momentum, to get started, to get that initial advantage of having guys fighting this with you, keeping you accountable, encouraging you, having this confession to each other. These are things that the Bible talks about as encouragement, confession to one another. All these things are important. They're helpful. It's not just a matter of, oh, God said to do this, so we better do it. These have real effects and consequences, okay? These are not just weird rules that God decided to make because he felt like it. So, whether you're a Christian or not, take advantage of this and get that community, get that encouragement, get that accountability, get that being responsible to each other, okay? And get started on this thing. Like I said, this is more than a matter of faith, even though that is more than enough for me. This is more than a matter of relationships or anything like that. This is a matter of personal growth and discipline, learning to master yourself and actually being a man, being fully human. We have this idea that it's somehow inhuman, that it's somehow denying our humanity. This is the opposite. This is a rejection of the animalistic and embracing what it really means to be fully human, to be fully man, to subdue your body and rise above that, rise above the level of everything else around you. Okay? And I can tell you just firsthand, this has enhanced my life so much, in so many ways, both directly and indirectly. Quitting porn has had a huge effect. I'll just leave it at that. Find out for yourself what it does for you, okay? So, that is my message. That's my encouragement to you. Get on this thing. Get started. Master yourself. Okay? Master your body, or else you will be mastered by it. Learn freedom through discipline, or else you will just be a slave to your instincts, to your base desires, to these things that do nothing but entertain you, make you feel good, make empty promises even. So, take back control here, okay? If you feel helpless or something like that, you feel like you don't have control over your life, this is how you start learning that, okay? This is how you start taking control, is by taking control of yourself, taking control of your body, taking control of what you do day to day. And so many guys, they think, it's no big deal, and then they try to quit pornography and they realize that it seems like they can't. They can, but it feels like they can't. And they feel like they're just enslaved to this. And in a way, they are. Now, of course, we do have self-control. God does not allow us to be tempted beyond what we can bear. We are able to just cut this off, but many of us don't know how. And it's a very real kind of slavery that men find themselves in. And people who are just complacently addicted to pornography, they don't even realize the state that they're in because they're just going along with it. But it's time to get woke. It's time to stop just agreeing with these desires, with these feelings you have. Okay? It's time to live for something higher. It's time to live in a way that is greater, that goes beyond just who we are as mortal creatures, okay? We're not just animals. We're a lot more than that. And it's time to start acting like it. Okay? So, that is my encouragement to you guys. Let's do this thing, okay? Like I said, this is going to be a team thing. And I'm going to keep making videos about all this stuff as we go along. So subscribe to keep up with all that. I've got tons of other videos on how to fight this battle. That's mostly what I do, is I talk about how to fight this battle. I don't talk so much about encouraging people to start fighting it. I'm more focused on people who have already made the decision to start helping themselves. But this time, encouraging you to actually make that decision in the first place. So please do that. Brother to brother here, man to man. Let's do this, and let's take our masculinity back, okay? This is not a denial of our masculinity. This is not a denial of our manhood or anything like that. This is getting it back. Getting back to what it really means to be a man and control yourself. All right. Let's do this. Oh, and work out too. That's good for you. But yeah, that's about it for now. I will talk to you guys later. Have a lovely day. God bless you guys. Take it easy, but not too easy. And stop watching porn. All right? This is Brahashafet, also known as Ezekiel, also known as whatever I feel like. So, I'll talk to you guys later. Like I said, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter for day-to-day shenanigans and encouragement and all that kind of stuff. And that's it for now. I will be talking to you guys later. And I will see you at the end of the month, hopefully in the winner's circle. And hopefully beyond that. Hopefully we can kick this thing for life. All right? I'll talk to you later.